Okay, thinkers, we are back. By now, you should have some templates going of your styrofoam, and you should also have some little glue stamps that you've made. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a new technique of printing. You may have already been introduced to this. What I do is expand on this printing, make something with the printings that you do. I didn't do any for myself because I want you guys to come up with things to do. So once again, I would like to go over our definitions just to remind us what our rep sessions are about. So I'm going to read them here. Relief, etching, and printing is our rep sessions. So the R is for relief, and it's any work in which the figures project from a supporting background. And then etching, a printmaking technique that involves cutting into a surface to produce lines that make up an image to be transferred. And our last one is printing, which will happen in all of these, just about. Printing, an impression made by any method involving transfer from one surface to another. So today we are going to leaf print, and I'm going to show you some of the examples that I have done. This is just graphite pencil, right? And then I did some with crayon because I thought that was fun to do. Same technique, it just is a little bit different depending on what media you use. All right, so here's what you're going to need, or this is what I used. You're going to need some tracing paper and different kinds of pencils. Graphite pencils, colored pencils, crayons, and then I also pulled out the paint. At the very end, I'm going to show you, that's going to be our kind of bonus. I didn't even play with this on my own. We're just going to do this straight off the bat here with you guys. So let me get started and show you my leaves. I particularly like my really big leaf, and he's a little womped out because I've used him a couple times already, but that's one of my big ones. I don't know the names of any of these leaves. I didn't bother to figure it out. I just looked for the pretty ones, and that's what I got. So that's the other thing. You're going to need leaves, and you can go around your neighborhood, and if you don't have a tree, bug your neighbor, ask them if they could save some leaves for you. Let me see. And even try things like this because it looks very plain, but I'm going to use these in my leaf printing that I'm going to do on film with you guys just to see how it comes out, because I know there's way more detail than we can actually see right now. And I like the different shapes, and so my other ones are pretty much, then I snagged some off of our bush on the way up the driveway this morning. So get a variety is what I'm saying. Don't just stick with one or two. Get as many as you can because it will make it really pretty. So here's what I did. I get just a piece of drawing paper, lay that down first. I am going to use one of my big ones, and then, but actually, should I turn it? I'm going to turn it up and see what that does. And then I'm going to use, just going to lay it down and kind of create some kind of a pattern if you like, and you could do it all at once or not, but I think I'm going to start with just one and show you, and then I'm going to pull out my tracing paper, lay it over it, and I'll move these to the side so you can see. You just want to take your pencil and you just you follow the ridges in order to get a whole image of your leaf. You don't want to leave out the shape. But in essence, what you're doing is you're going over the whole leaf, and let me just tell you, you can probably see it filling in. Obviously, you're going to have to hold it too, But you can see all the veins that you couldn't see before. Like, it just looks green, right? But watch what happens. It's like, you know, natural magic. And you keep going around and obviously coloring outside the line so that you actually pick up the full shape again of the leaf. And I'm even going to do a little bit on my stem because I like adding that to the design. There's almost there. I just need a little bit more vein detail in the middle. And you can hear when I go over the ridge of it now. And how much detail you pick up is up to you. You can go less or more. That is totally up to you. So I want a little bit of my stem, like I told you. And see how I just run it across there, and there it is. And there's my big leaf. And I'm going to move the poor thing. I think I just dejuiced him. So I'm going to use the same paper, and now we're going to do it. Oh, let's do this one because he's still kind of. I'm going to take it and just do 3 at a time. That looked like it could be dangerous, me trying to keep that whole thing straight. So, and there. Just going to press it down where I want it and go to town. Ooh. Yes, this is a little different than what I thought. And again, I guess the smaller you have to make sure to just to run over it so you get the detail that you want. And I like those stems to kind of be crossing. And there you go. Just a little bit down at the bottom. Then I'm going to go for kind of a smaller one. I'm going to lay him down and then lay him up at the top. Do the same thing. So what I would hope you would do is fill a page. And here's why. I like the idea of you creating a leaf print. If you think about like a design print, like think about when you turn on your computer and the picture that just pops up, your screensaver. Like you can create your own kind of design like that. The other thing I thought about is you could use your leaf printing to make cards, tracing paper. You could actually incorporate the traced paper into your design of for your fall card or a fall saying. I thought it would be cute if like on here, on this one, in some kind of letters, I haven't decided, but maybe just it's fall y'all on top of this. I think that would be cute. Or any other kind. Thanksgiving, you can make Thanksgiving cards using this technique. I'm going to do one more, and this will be it for this particular idea. So I'm pretty sure you guys get the idea. It's not a hard one. This is really fun. The other thing I'll tell you about is in a class I took, we actually went into graveyards and took tracing paper with us, and you can do this same kind of thing with tombstones, and just take your pencil and run over it. And there's some really pretty sculpture and relief sculpture in graveyards that you could actually do this with. I know people used to do this in order to take etchings of the time and date of a person's birth or death as a keepsake when they would go into graveyards. But that was many moons ago. We don't so much do that anymore, but it's still a thing you can do. So there you go. All right, so that's the first version of that. The next version I'm going to show you is going to use my colored pencils. I showed you the crayon that I did. I have not done colored pencils this time, not yet. So, and I'm going to use the sturdier paper to do that. We're going to do the same kind of thing. Now with this one, I will tell you, you will have to press down a little harder than you did with the tracing paper, because in order to get the imprint, and your leaves could be a little bit mush after this. So here we go. I'm going to start out with a green one. And this is coming a little easier than I thought it would be. And unlike with the tracing paper, because you can't see through this, you just kind of feel for your edges and keep going until you get them as clear as you want them. Yeah, so I know that this is like a 3-pronged leaf, so I'm waiting for those to pop out. Ah, there we go. Alright, so that's how that one came out. I think I'm going to do another big leaf. And this time I'm going to use a lighter color, use yellow, and kind of let them overlap with the design that I already have going. And I just want to see what happens. This is all experimental. I just want to see what's going to happen. I'll tell you that the yellow from this pencil is much better than the yellow crayon. It did not like me so much. I had to go back over it with another color, which ended up being really pretty, but it just wouldn't stand on its own. I didn't really love that about it. Okay, remember what I said about getting those interior veins? You're gonna have to press a little harder if you want to get those. Now before I pull that up, I like it, but I kind of want to add another color in it anyways, because yellow is just a little lighter for me. Okay, I feel better about this. And again, this is your baby, so you do it to suit you. All right. Yeah, I like this better than just the yellow. So there. You can see, and we have squashed him sufficiently. He just like not so happy anymore. All right, and then I'm going to do maybe this one. It's a different one down here. Okay. I'm gonna do red. And here we go. Aha, this is nice. It's a little crossover. And again, in order to get that whole thing, I'm gonna keep pressing it in. There you go. So this one is a little bit easier. The concept is to get, but I think the possibilities are endless as to what you can do with it. So the last thing I told you that we were going to do is we were going to try painting one on. I saw this done. I have not done it myself. So let's just see what happens. All right. Choose my colors here, and I'm just using regular old acrylic paint, craft acrylic. I'm not imagining we're going to need a lot. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to dip it right in there. I'm going to put the tip in there. And then tip that. Maybe that. And pump it around. Okay. Let's see here. Oh no. Alright. This is just me making a mess. But let's see what the mess brings. And you could put it under paper. Have a blotter piece of paper. That's probably a good way to do it. So, hey. So it kind of gives you the shape. Not so much vein and all, but let's just see what happens if I keep going. If I just keep using that. It's probably going to get better is my guess. Because there's less paint on there. Maybe not. But, and it did look like this when I saw the people doing it. It was a lot less interactive. A lot less of the vein being shown. And so this one's more just about playing with color in the shape of a leaf. So I am sure you guys can come up with some fun things to do with this idea too. Let's see here. Okay. It's like a kind of just a fall explosion. It's kind of what it makes me feel. I like it. I like the other better, but I like this. So that's our leaf printing and painting. So I will be interested to see what you do, what you come up with for your leaf printing projects. So I told you guys the last time we met that I would work on my stamps again. So I did. Now we're going to test them today and see if what I did helped them. And all I did was add more glue. Made it a little puffier. And we'll see. And I came up with a new stamp. My other flower just did not work. So it was, I figure it just didn't work. So that one is a kaput. So I just started new. So we can start with him since I've never tested him. Let's see. The other thing I have learned to do is to make sure that I press good on all sides. So let's see. That was part of my problem too. I was not pressing all the way around it. And I mean, you might have to pick it up and leave it in some areas and then put it back down like that. Well, that's a little better than I was getting before. But you see what I was doing. I was pressing around. So here's the smiley face. And remember, we started with this smiley face. Let's see if how he comes out. I worked on him to try to get him better. Let's see what happens. He came out a little better. You actually get to see his mouth. Now let's go to the bigger. Because remember I told you one of the things you could do was maybe use a bigger top. So let's see if that actually worked better. Yay! It came out. So bigger does seem to be better in this case. And it does give you some. It's kind of the meh face. That's what I was going for. So I did my initial, and before, remember, it was coming out kind of it was not connected. So this time, let's see if this works. And I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, so let's see. It's a little better. Let me see. I think that's just me not pushing enough. Yeah, I think it's going to be better. The Y came out a little better. Let's see my J. I tore this one all to pieces and started over. Did not work so great. I will remind you that if you're doing letters, remember to do them backwards if you want them to come out the right way around. J's, P's, B's, D's, do them opposite of what you normally would. Hey, that's a good J. So, dun, 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 let's do our last one. See if the P comes out. Let's see. All right. Yay! It did. So use a little bit more glue and probably go bigger with your tops. That will probably save you some harrowing experiences. But I hope you're still having fun making those, and I hope you have fun doing your leaf printings as well. I hope you make some cards and come up with some really cool ways to use that printing technique. So guys, we're going to sign off here at the Scott County Public Library for Thinkers, and keep those thinking caps on, and we will see you for one more session. And next time we're going to do relief sculpting, all right, out of paper. See you guys.